You all can type in the chat, you all have questions. Yeah, so on. Okay, thank you so much. So my name is Andy. So on behalf of iTrust, thank you for coming to this briefing for the IDS team. So today we'll head straight to the agenda. So we'll share about the timeline where it involves all the administrative procedures, installing your systems, right? And also the active scanning, baselining, so on and so forth. Then our setup for this year, the network architecture, as well as the performance analysis that will be shared by Ivan, my colleague Ivan. Okay, so this will be the timeline for today. The timeline for today. So today the briefing, today, then after that, the on-site installation starts from next Monday all the way to 30th August. Then the active scanning period is from 2nd to 12th September. So there will be a booking link later shared with you all. We allow multiple vendors to come and install at the same time. As long the booking, we can accommodate as of the engineers within iTrust testbeds. Then of course the baselining from 13th to 18th September, and of course the evaluation will be done on the 19th to 20th September. So on the on-site installation period, so between 19th to 30th August, excluding weekend, and 3rd September, you can go to the booking link. So we later we'll send you the link in the chat. You can click and do the booking. So the point of contact, you can contact Andrew. He will be the engineer manning the test beds, also coordinating to install. I know from past years, I know some of you all prefer to deliver the system, and the engineer will come over to install the IDS system. So that's fine. So as long you contact Andrew, and as long Andrew is around, he can help you to open the door, and make the delivery of your system to the test bed. So on site, so what we'll provide power socket, network traffic from all the test bits, right? And we'll provide RJ45 to the aggregator, as well as a 700 Mbps throughput. But do bring your power strips, cable, SIM devices if you have remote access for your own IDS systems. So the active network scanning period will be the subsequent week, which is from 2nd to 12th Sep. Right, they are in 2-hour slots. Again, the link will be sent to you in the chat. Then we will provide access to the network, dedicated slot per vendor, and of course you bring your own tools. So this will roughly look how it looked like when you click on the link to book your time slot. And the same link will be used for after that, there will be a baselining session after you all have installed and done your active scanning. So concurrent session across all vendors, and testbed will be running in normal mode. So do please note, actions taken by the van operators must be made known to us. No active scanning during this period. And of course, no further devices will be added after 10 September. So if you have any special requests, you can let us know. Example, you need 2 more RJ45 ports, so on and so more, and we'll do our best to accommodate your requests. Okay, so for the execution for CISS 2024, basically we have 3 physical test beds: the water treatment plant, the water distribution plant, and also our electrical power plant. So this is how the network architecture look like. So there will be a binary launcher to launch the attacks. Then after that, the IDS team will be connected to an aggregator, and the aggregator will be connected to our test beds, all 3 of them. So this is the SCADA that you can see for our power test beds. And of course, the subnet written here, and the protocols that we use, the IEC 61850, and we are using the MMS and also Goose, and also Modbus TCP as well. Okay, this is our water treatment plant. So we are using a PLC from Allen Bradley. The subnet is written here, 192.168.1.0, and we are using ENIP. And lastly is our water distribution plant. we're using ENIP, Modbus TCP. So some monitoring guidelines, you should monitor all these IP addresses, but need not to monitor these IP addresses. Okay. Then, so when we reporting the incident, so each IDS will get a Excel sheet. So, okay, what is expected from the IDS? We are expecting an hourly incident report from the IDS during this 2 days period, 19th to 20th. Okay, so we we will require the IDS to share with us the incident report so we can tally on our side. We will not be doing what we done in previous years where we ask for the logs to tally because we want to improve the evaluation process on our side as well. So please do work with us, or if you have any challenges, we are up for discussion. But ideally, we hope that within the 19 to 20 set, we can get hourly response or incident report from the IDSs. Okay, so it will be in this format, right? The period start time, the period end time, source IP, port, destination IP, protocol, severity, OT variable, OT value, impact assessment, and description. Okay, later when we finish the entire briefing, if you have any questions, let's just hold it on the back. So during the Q&A, we can answer all your questions. Okay, so this is what is expected from the IDS. Okay, then after that, Ivan will share with you how we will be evaluating the IDS in the perspective of iTrust. Right, so Ivan, please take over.
All right. Can you all hear me? Thanks for coming in. So, Andy, you go to the next slide. So, basically, our IDS performance analysis would be done by both me and Andy, and they how y'all perform will be evaluated based on a set of red team attacks, which we will have by the time that we start the evaluation. So, only OT attacks will be considered because OT attacks that purely affect the processes will be launched during the evaluation. I think Andy mentioned this. The reports, the live incident report will be given to the committee live during the execution of the attack. So we kind of hope for y'all to kind of like tell us whether there's an attack or not, whether there is a whether which components are attacks and everything. And similar to last year, we'll be using the performance metrics. Performance metric that we used last year, which is the DRACE metrics, and the evaluation dates would be from 19 September to 20th September 2024. I'll explain more about the DRACE metrics in the next few slides. Next slide, please. So, right, the performance metric, as I think some of you are familiar or like I have seen this before, but the idea of this metric is to make sure that your IDS doesn't mess around with a plant, which will be measured by the disruptivity. So if your IDS causes a plant downtime, it'll be scored accordingly. Your IDS should also respond quickly. If it responds within 5 seconds, you get 4 points, and so on. Accuracy wise, we'll be relying on the reports, the incident reports that you all give us. So we'll check whether the attacks are detected by your IDSs or if there's any like false alarms there. Readability for the for the alerts, we do hope for your alerts to be human readable at the very least, like at the very least it's readable in English, and we'll measure the the sentences, the alerts according to the Flash Kincaid score. The last component will be the components. So identifying like the correct components, basically identifying the correct source and IP address, identifying the components that are affected by the attacks, identifying what kind of failure is it. Is it like a is it like a spoofing attack or spoofing failure because of spoofing attack? Is it because of failure because of unscheduled opening of like a certain valve or certain breaker. And lastly, is the reason for we'll kind of like try to we'll base the components points based on the if your IDS can identify the reason of failure in itself. So for example, say you identify that there is a component failure due to spoofing, like why your report should also hopefully be able to identify why this is wrong. So for example, the spoofing goes above like 1000 when the high limit is like 800, something along those lines, and we'll judge accordingly. Next slide, please. Yeah, so I think we can breeze through this. So if I'll just repeat again, if you can identify the source and destination of the indicator, which in this case is probably an IP address or IPv4 or IPv6, depending on how you present your report. If you can identify which components are affected, i.e. P101, MV1014 in the case of SWaT. If you can identify why what kind of attack it is, like spoofing attacks or like unscheduled opening or changing in set point limits. For again, I'm using SWaT as examples, and if you can identify the reason for the failure itself, the attacks itself. So yeah, next slide, please. So again, for the readability, we do hope your report comes in like in easy to understand English, and we'll use the Flash Kincaid formula, which is pasted on the slide, to hopefully make it such that it's easy to understand. Next slide. So accuracy will measure, I'll mention this again, we'll measure based on how many attacks that are detected, and if there are any like false alarm rates when when there are no attacks and your IDS pops up and reports that there is an attack. So these are the metrics. So I think once we share the slides, you all can deliberate on this more. Next slide. So responsiveness, we do measure how fast your IDS responds to like an attack. Say that there is an attack and you respond within like 5 seconds or within 30 seconds. That one will be judged accordingly, since we are doing this kind of like quote unquote life incident report. So we should know how responsive your IDS is, like probably on the spot or like with a bit of analysis. Okay, next slide. So if your IDS kind of creates a plant downtime, we'll kind of we'll also take this into account and take this into the performance metric in itself. Next slide. All right, that's all I think. Yeah. I'll pass it back to Andy to if you all have any questions or not.
Okay, thank you, Ivan. So, do you have any questions? Oh yes, Darren.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Darren.
Okay. Regarding the need for manual reporting on the evaluation day, that is actually quite challenging because it requires a manpower to be on it, and at least for the past few years we have been automating it and no hands off. I just need to say that will be a bit challenging. Is there no other way around that?
Particularly, I can understand as well, because we are changing a lot of new ways of running the exercise this year. Particularly, there's a change in format. The reason why we want to have the live is also we want to see how accurately for the IDS as well as iTrust to know how to evaluate the overall IDS systems. So I understand you probably need a manpower to do it. Is there a way to churn out or send it to us remotely or not as well? Can your system do that?
Well, in the past year, we are sending the alerts through syslog. I think that was, I mean, so that's hands off for us. We will send it. I think you guys were running, was it Greylog? A Greylog server to ingest it. Yeah. So
Yes.
yeah. So that was what would that will actually be easier, I must say. As a feedback.
Okay.
For the reporting, it doesn't need to be every single alert. So it can be a group of alerts. Yeah. The reason why we move away from the gray log was because when we had to evaluate that gray log, it sometimes took a few months to evaluate that. So we only want the specific incidents that happen during the period over the 2 hours. It need not be live. Like for example, if an attack happened or if an incident happens at 10 o'clock, by 10:30 you must report it. But because it is a live Excel spreadsheet on Microsoft, I think by end of the day of the 20th, if you can compile what are the incidents that happen, I think that would be enough. Doesn't need to be every single alert for every second. Would that be okay?
Is it? For me personally, it'll be tough. At this moment, I'm still not sure if I have resources to support this activity. So this additional requirement makes it harder. I understand where you guys are coming from. Well, we'll have to internally discuss it and see if we can afford any resources, if at all. But yeah, I think that's a pain point. But otherwise,
Okay.
noted.
One way that we could happen is that because the binaries will be executed on 19th and 20th of September, we can provide maybe 1 or 2 additional working days the following week to compile the Excel spreadsheet. Would that be enough?
Francisco, we need to internally digest this requirement
Okay.
first.
Understand.
But I'll take note of that extra time, if possible.
Yeah, we can provide
Thank
additional
you.
working days after. Yeah.
And Ken,
Provide a summary.
sorry, Ken. One more question. I understand it's 1 spam pod per participant. So I suppose that if we need 1 more spam pod, we just use that form.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, all good. Thanks.
Any more questions? Okay, can I just clarify? Because yes, Dana, do you have questions?
Yeah. So I wanted to ask if after onboarding, if there is any maybe minor change in configuration, is there a need to book again?
If your system is already installed, if you're doing minor changes, I think should be okay. But do contact Andrew in case the day that you come clashes with some events in iTrust. But I think minor changes should be okay, or you can do it remotely as well if you have a remote access for your systems.
Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry, it's Esther here from the same team as Dana.
Okay.
I'm a bit late. Sorry, but I may have missed it. But wondering if you are able to tap on the historian data as well.
Tap on the historian data.
Yeah.
Francisco, can I check? I don't think so lah. Yeah.
Do you need direct historian or can connect through the OPC?
Yeah,
connection?
OPC. Yeah, can connect via OPC connection.
Oh.
We'll get back to you through email, but shouldn't be an issue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guys, Darren here again. I think I did drop. I think Andy replied me over email, but just to confirm, no plans to allow for EDR solution or agent-based solution this round, right?
Yes. So not this round. Yes.
Okay, got it.
And lastly, also we want to tap on syslog on your engineering workstations. Is that allowed?
Because it's passive, so that might require a bit of active because it will need to send to your server.
Okay. Can understand. Yeah.
Okay, can I also clarify on the confirmation that y'all will be joining for this exercise, because I need to arrange resources. So can y'all send me an email, CC with Ivan, to let us know that the confirmation. I know Dana dropped me an email already, so that's okay. The rest of the vendors, can I seek your help to drop us an email to confirm? Yeah. Then at the same time, any more questions?
Will we get these slides?
Yes, we will email you the slides so that you can also book the slots as well.
Okay, thank you.
If not, then thank you everyone. Thank you for your time. Then looking forward to your confirmation email.
Yeah. If you have any questions, please feel free to send us a
Okay.
question. Yeah.
Yep. Thanks.
Okay. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for
Bye.
attending.
Thank you.